You know what nobody talks about? Being broke is expensive. Not inconvenient, not uncomfortable, expensive. The less money you have, the more life charges you for existing. And that's the trap. Because when you're financially struggling, every mistake costs more. Every emergency hits harder. Every delay becomes more dangerous. A rich person gets a flat tire? Annoying. A broke person gets a flat tire. Now rent is late. Now the credit card gets used. Now interest starts growing. Now stress starts building. And this is why millions of people feel like they're running in place financially. Not because they're lazy, because poverty punishes people repeatedly. But here's the dangerous part nobody warns you about. The longer you stay financially stuck, the more expensive your future becomes. And most people don't realize they're trapped until years disappear. So in this video, I'm going to show you why being broke silently drains your future, why poor financial habits become survival addictions, how stress changes your decision-making, why emergencies keep destroying people financially, and the mindset shift that finally breaks the cycle. Because if you don't understand this now, you'll wake up 5 years older, still exhausted, still stressed, still wondering where all your money went. And by then, the damage compounds. Cause, after all, let's be honest with one another for a moment. When you're operating off of bad financial habits, bad things tend to happen quiet regularly. After all, it's literally manifested into existence. But that's a subject for a different day. Now, let's discuss why most people think being broke just means having less money. No. Being broke means living without margin. And when you have no margin, life becomes dangerous. Because every small inconvenience becomes a financial emergency. Your car breaks down? Crisis. Your hours get cut? Crisis. Unexpected medical bill? Crisis. One missed paycheck? Disaster. That's what people with financial stability don't understand. When you're already drowning, even small waves feel fatal. And this creates something psychologically destructive, constant survival mode. Your brain stops thinking long-term. You stop planning. You stop investing. You stop building. Because your mind becomes obsessed with immediate relief, and survival mode destroys future thinking. That's why many people know what they should do financially, but still don't do it. Because stress changes behavior. And the scary part? The longer you stay stressed, the more normal it starts feeling. That's how people lose decades financially. Not overnight, slowly, quietly, one delayed decision at a time. Before I jump into the next part, let's drop one quick tip for you. Did you know that when you're constantly in debt and struggling, that your life will literally become more expensive because of all of the different financial choices that you have chosen have begun to accumulate interest? And also, since you're in a lot of debt, usually means you're not eligible for low interest rate loans. So what happens? These financial companies upcharge you by hitting you with a higher interest rate, which raise the total price on your overall debt that you owe and have accumulated. Here's the trap nobody explains. Poor people often pay more for life than wealthy people do. Think about it. If you can't afford quality, you buy cheap. Cheap shoes wear out faster. Cheap tires fail sooner. Cheap appliances break quicker. So instead of buying once, you keep replacing things over and over again. And financially, that destroys people. Because poverty forces short-term decisions, and short-term decisions usually cost more long-term. Now add interest payments, late fees, overdraft charges, high-interest debt, minimum payments. Now the system starts feeding on you. And most people never escape because they're constantly paying for yesterday's survival decisions. This is why procrastination becomes deadly financially. Every year you delay fixing your money, the cost multiplies. The debt grows, the stress grows, the regret grows. And eventually, you don't just feel broke, you feel trapped. Look, after all, did you know your brain gets addicted to financial survival after you have been stuck in this rinse and repeat cycle for such a long period of time? Surprising. Hey, this part is dangerous. Your nervous system can actually adapt to financial chaos. Meaning eventually, stress becomes familiar, and familiar feels safe, even when it's destroying you. That's why some people sabotage progress. They get extra money, then instantly spend it. They start improving, then return to old habits, because their identity still expects struggle. Read that again mentally. Your identity will fight to stay familiar. Even if familiar is painful, this is why people procrastinate financially. Because change feels threatening, even positive change. Your brain says, what if I fail? What if it's uncomfortable? What if I lose stability? So instead, people stay stuck in predictable pain and years disappear like that. Not because they lacked intelligence, because fear quietly controlled their behavior. Sounds like a dangerous distraction, right? And it is keeping people poor. So what do? Now let's talk about the modern trap, distraction. Most people are overstimulated and financially underdeveloped. Every day, scrolling, streaming, consuming, escaping, avoiding. Constant dopamine, constant entertainment, constant noise. But silence is where financial awareness happens. And most people avoid silence because silence forces reality. Reality forces accountability, and accountability forces change. So instead, people distract themselves from their own financial situation. Not intentionally, psychologically, because facing the numbers feels painful. But avoidance is expensive. Every month you delay budgeting costs you. Every year you delay investing costs you. Every excuse compounds, and the future keeps sending invoices for the decisions you avoid today. That's legit crazy and yet unfair, right? Well, what if I told you it doesn't gotta be that way? Not today, not tomorrow, not ever again. So now let's dive into the true reason that people remain broke and cannot seem to ever get ahead. It's not just low income, it's delayed action. Most people wait for perfect timing, more motivation, less stress, higher income, better conditions. But financial progress doesn't start when life gets easier. It starts when you get serious. And seriousness changes behavior. Serious people track spending, control emotions, invest consistently, learn financial literacy, build systems, stop lying to themselves, because eventually you realize nobody is coming to save you financially. No miracle, no perfect opportunity, no magical moment, just your decisions compounding every day. And that realization changes everything. And I can't help but laugh because you all never even seen this coming until what? It's too late. You need to understand something clearly. Time is not neutral financially. Every year matters. Every delay matters. Every habit matters. And the scariest part? Most people won't change until pain forces them to. Until debt becomes unbearable. Until stress becomes overwhelming. Until they lose years they can never recover. But you still have time. Not unlimited time, but time. And your future can change faster than you think when your behavior changes consistently. That starts now. Not next month, not next year. Now. Because your future is being built by your current habits. Daily. Quietly. Repeatedly. If this video hit you emotionally, good. You needed the wake-up call. Because financial procrastination is stealing years from people silently. And most don't realize it until it's too late. So here's your challenge. Tonight, look at your numbers honestly. No avoidance, no excuses, no distractions. Because awareness is where financial freedom begins. And the moment you stop running from reality, you finally regain control. If you're serious about changing your financial future, start acting like your future depends on it, because it does. With that being said, I built a financial system and worksheets for which helped me get my finances on the proper path. So I suggest you check them out, links in the description. And if you wanted to gain more knowledge outside of these systems, check out this playlist and hit the like button and subscribe and get started transforming your financial future now.